I'm sincerely hoping this is still Blake Steve's cell number. Well, yes, but I don't think I recognize this one. May I ask who you might be? A very, very old friend. I don't have a lot of friends, especially old ones. Well then, consider me an old business partner. Sage? Is this you? Who else could it be? How did you get this number? Telekinesis, perhaps. Astral projection. Maybe I read your mind while you were giving it to a pizza delivery boy. Well, perhaps you did. We used to be able to do that, remember? Read each other's minds. Or at least it felt like it sometimes. We were practically psychic twins. We were criminals. Oh, come now. That's a bit of a harsh term for it, don't you think? Well, we ripped off pretty much every casino west of the Mississippi in some way or another. I think the word for that is criminal. Being good at blackjack isn't ripping anyone off now, is it? It is when I count cards, when I have you throwing me signals. Whatever your hand findeth to do, do it will. Was that our rationale? We are as God made us? I'm saying you have a gift. Who knows where it came from? And I've just been sitting here for the longest time wondering about you. And for the life of me, I still can't figure why you cut and run. You know why I made it perfectly clear in the letter. No, I don't think you did. In fact, I think that letter just confounded me even more. After all the money we made together, all the jobs we did, and you just up and leave in the middle of the night? And with damn near all the cash. Even you've got to admit, Blake, that's cold. I don't need to explain anything to you, not anymore. Now, how did you find me? I need to know. Like it's so hard to find anybody these days. Don't be so vain. I'm unlisted. I've had everything about me scrubbed. How do you get this number? You aren't asking the important questions. And what might those be then? What you really want to know is why did I get it? What do I want, right? Yes, Sage, what do you want? I made it perfectly clear in my letter that I never wanted to see you again. Well, see, I'm getting older, you know. We're all getting older. So maybe it must have, I don't know, slipped my mind. But can you remind me again, how much did you take from me that day? My cut from the Reno weekend? I think you remember it. I don't think you'll ever forget it. It was a lot, right? We had a good trip. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I don't suppose you've got any of that left, do you? Or did you spend it all in that pretty little house down by the lake in... What's the name of that dumb little Hicksville town you moved to? I'm thinking you may know that too. Yeah, I just may, Blake. I just may. So what is this? You're still mad after all these years about me taking the money and you finally tracked me down to kill me? No, Blake, not exactly. Although originally, yes, that was the plan. Oh, it was? It was under careful consideration, but lucky for you, this circus is in town. What do you mean? Blackjack Circus, only the biggest blackjack convention in the Western Hemisphere. Yes, I'm familiar with it, Sage. We'd gone many times before they shut it down. Yes, we did, and now we will again. What are you talking about? I suppose you haven't been keeping up on the latest news. That isn't my world anymore. I'm retired. Felix is back up and running. He's holding the con again next month in Shreveport. First time in 8 years. Kickoff is in 3 weeks. Well, good for Felix. I'm very happy for him. And he's sparing no expense. The tournament is attracting all the top talent. Well, I'm sure it is. Felix can be very persuasive. And the prize? Yeah? What is it? We're talking high sevens. Figures? That's the word. Well, all right, Felix, you have done well for yourself. Have you still not even met him yet? Is he still Mr. Mystery? He doesn't want the exposure. You can relate to that. Yeah, well, millions, Blake. And you should see some of these bozos he's got lined up to play. You could wipe the floor with them unassisted. So, what do you say, partner? One more for old time's sake? No, Sage, I'm retired. So sorry. No, you aren't. Yes, I am. But you aren't allowed to retire. I'm not allowed? I'm sorry, Sage. I didn't realize I needed your permission to retire. You don't need mine. You need its. You need Blackjack's. And it grants it exactly 0% of the time. Because you don't retire from hustling, Blake. You just don't need money for a little while. Well, I'm doing fine on my own now, thank you very much. Oh, really? You are? Because by the looks of it, things seem to be kind of slowing down, aren't they? That little restaurant you work at hasn't been getting a lot of traffic lately, it seems. Are you stalking me or something, Sage? Now that's preposterous. If I was stalking you, I'd be sure to let you know about it. Well, yes, for you that does make sense. So, are you packing? I'm not doing it, Sage. I told you I'm out. Do you have any idea what you would be turning down? How easy this money would be? It's not worth the risk to me anymore. Well, what are you living for? You don't have a partner, you don't have kids, you don't even have a cat, Blake. But I have my life, and it's mine, not yours. It never was, despite what you thought. Oh, I see. You're still hung up on this idea that I owned you or something. Well, you thought you did, didn't you? Who else did you have? There was no one else. If I hadn't caught you counting cards at that disgusting old desert casino all those years ago and decided to take you with me, you'd be nowhere today. You'd be out on the streets. I gave you a life. I gave you purpose. And what did you do? You ripped me off. And now, all these years later, you still won't make it right. That's a real shame, Blake. A real shame. I had Jack. Jack gave us purpose. He taught us everything we knew. That old man, please. Have you talked to him recently? You know, we had a falling out a long time ago. What about you? On occasion, yeah. Well, how is the old bear? Still kicking, still playing. He must look like a lizard in the desert at this point. He would tell you to do it. You don't know what he would tell me. You owe me, Blake. You owe me for everything. Goodbye, Sage. I'm blocking this number. It won't matter. Hi, Blake. How have you been? Given any more thought to going to the circus? Sage, what, you have 2 phones or something? I told you it wouldn't matter. I think at this point you'd believe me. No, I haven't given any thought to it because I don't have to. So, your opinion hasn't changed? My opinion? Yeah, my opinion is you can shove off, Sage. And if you try to come around, well, let's just say you won't try again. Oh, well, getting a little spicy now, are we? 5 hot peppers. Uh-huh. What, have you learned jujitsu in the last 12 years or something? I've learned a lot. I suggest you believe me. Oh, you have? You mean like self-defense? I'm not doing it, Sage, so don't risk it. Where are you right now? Wouldn't you like to know? I didn't say I didn't know. Okay, so do you? And if I do know, what would you do about it? If I knew where you were, would that sway you? Oh, gee, is that a threat? You're at work, of course. Wow, what a guess. I'm at work for 8 hours every day. You're outside, smoking a cigarette. All right, Sage, so you're stalking me? You're still smoking those things? Come on, Blakey. It's 2023. Old habits die hard, I guess. Indeed. So what, do you have binoculars or something? I might. Oh, really? Can you see this? How many fingers am I holding up? 1. And which one? The middle. So take it to heart and leave me the hell alone. Why are you being so difficult? This is easy money. You don't even know how easy. It's easier than easy, Blakey. And how would counting cards at the circus be easy? It's one of the most tightly secured casino floors on Earth. Of course it is. State of the art, really. Cameras, guards, the whole shebang. So why on earth would you even consider attempting to count? We'd be spotted in 3 seconds. Oh, come on. You're rusty, but you aren't an amateur. Still, you'd need more people than me if you were taking on the circus. Oh, well then, does it sound like someone may be warming up to the idea? No, I'm just curious as to how crazy you've become to want to do this. Well, when did I ever say you were the only person we'd have? You have someone else? Someone that can ease the tension, you know, take the pressure off on the floor. Are you saying that you have someone on the inside? I just might. Well, that's a whole different story then. Who do you have? A guard? A dealer? Well, that's for me to know and only members of the team to find out. Well, that's not going to happen. I'm curious, but I'm not that curious. Maybe you should get a little outside counsel on this before you turn it down. You know, now that the circumstances have changed. Oh yeah, and who should I talk to? I don't know, maybe your buddy Jack would have some opinions. You think Jack would approve of me working with you again, after what you did to him? If it was a good score, you know he would. Yeah, well, not if he didn't trust the people he was working with. It wouldn't have mattered to old Jack. He always found a way to beat the odds. So how about you call and ask him then, if it's such a good score and personalities aren't involved? I'm sure you two could get over your petty little differences. I think they are a little more than petty, and you know it. Ah, but doesn't time heal all? I mean, isn't that what you're expecting of me? Hey, I'm the one that got ripped off and betrayed by their partner, remember? Not you. Whatever, I'm going inside. Unlike you, I work for a living. That's right, I forgot. You're a sucker now. And just too good for me, I suppose. I live an honest life. Take of that what you will. Oh, please, honest life. There's no such thing. Maybe not for you, but that's why I'm not doing this. I don't want dirty money, Sage. So high and mighty. Yeah, that's me now, high and mighty. You know, you used to be all right, Blake. Even fun sometimes. I'm old now, too old for that kind of fun. So what kind of fun do you like? A new car? How about 3? Long walks on a private tropical beach? What about if that private beach was yours? All of this could happen if you do this job. Don't you understand? This is huge, Blake. Set for life and more so. You could leave it to one of your little animal charities or whatever. Leave me alone, Sage. At least talk to Jack about it. Don't be stupid here. Goodbye.
Well, hello there, young lady. How have we been?
Hey, Jack, how are you?
Oh, I'm alive. Still soaking up the sun out here in the high desert.
Still playing?
Here and there. You know, when I need a little beer money.
I've been thinking about you a lot lately, actually. It's funny you texted.
Oh, well, that sounds ominous.
Someone's been contacting me, a blast from the past.
Don't tell me. Sage?
The one and only.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You two were like daughters to me for a while there.
You taught us everything we know.
Yeah, well, I should have just told you to go back to school.
I don't think that was happening either way. School was out.
Well, what did the crazy old girl want?
She wanted my services.
Oh, she wanted you to come out of retirement, eh? She must be hard up for cash.
She must be.
What did she have in mind? Vegas? Atlantic City? God, I haven't been to the AC in years.
No, she wanted to hit the circus.
The circus? Ha! And how did she expect to pull that off?
That's what I was wondering, and apparently, or so she claims, she has someone or someones on the inside.
Now that could be interesting, but do you believe her?
Well, no, of course not. I don't believe anything she says. But it wouldn't matter if I did, because there's no chance in hell I'd ever do it.
Really? You wouldn't?
No, I'm done. Over. Been done for years. And besides, I'm so rusty, I don't think I could count even with inside help.
Nah, you could. It'll all come back to you, like riding a bike.
Jack, are you saying I should pursue this?
Well, I'm saying you should at least consider it.
Out of all people, and after all that Sage has done, I expected you to be the last person to think this was a good idea.
Hey, it's a gamble. Everything in our occupation is, but the circus, I mean, that's serious money. Like move to Aruba and waste away in Margaritaville money.
It isn't worth the risk, and besides, I'm happy here.
You sure about that?
Huh?
I mean, working at a restaurant in Hicksville isn't exactly living your best life now, is it?
Did you say Hicksville?
You're wasting your potential, at least on this job.
I have a job.
Okay, this opportunity then.
Wow. I have to say, I am just really surprised here, Jack.
What's so surprising that I'd tell you to go for the ring?
I guess I just thought that you'd think telling me not to do it was your way of protecting me.
Oh, come on.
What?
Come on, Blake, grow up.
What? I mean, I look at you as a father figure. I think you'd want to sway me in the right direction.
Well, have you ever thought that maybe I am swaying you in the right direction?
No, that had not occurred to me, Jack.
Well, look, you don't have to listen to me. Ultimately, it's your life, right? And of course, there was a chance I'd say go for it. I am an old gambling man, remember?
That's true, but for me it isn't about gambling anymore, the money or the buzz.
So what is it about? Ethics? Morals? You expect to hold on to those hustling in a casino, you're gonna get snake eyes every time.
And that's why I don't do it anymore.
Well, all I'm saying is I would consider it. I'm not telling you that you have to. I'm just saying that I would.
Well, I appreciate you not putting pressure on me or threatening me or stalking me.
It's not worth the risk. But seriously, if I did it, I'd have the next one-way ticket to paradise.
Poetic, Jack. You missed your calling.
Well, see you on the turn, girl.
Bye, Jack. Well, hello there, Blakey. Out for another smoke break, I see. You really ought to consider quitting, dear. How many phones do you have, Sage? As many as it takes, I guess. So have you come to your senses and decided to make a fortune? The circus is in 2 days. There's still time to register. Nope, I'm still out of my mind, I guess. Oh, are you serious? Even after all this? Yeah, I guess my will is just stronger than yours. This is truly unbelievable. You are the most stubborn person I've ever met, Blake. I calculated the odds of you screwing me over in some way or another and decided it just wasn't worth it. The 3 of us could have made enough that we wouldn't have to screw anybody over. The 3 of us, so it was just one person on the inside? Yes, it was just going to be one, if you have to know now. So who was it? Who was this mystery man? Oh, I thought a telepath like you would have figured it out by now. Felix? Of course. How else could I pull off something like that at the circus? So you have met him. Not only have I met him, you've met him too. What do you mean? You know, you're right, Blake. You do have an iron will. Even Felix himself couldn't convince you. You mean... Yeah, that's right. Jack is Felix? And always has been. So that's why he was trying to convince me you two were going to try to rip off his own convention? Not a bad plan, huh? Jack? Hey, sorry, babe. He's an old gambler, remember? And the risk was worth it. I can't believe this. Well, that's what you get for turning into a goody two-shoes on us. You know what, Sage? I'm thinking of coming out of retirement. Just one last time. You mean you'll do it? That's right. I'll do it. Solo. Not with you. Not with Jack. Oh, really? Well, good luck with that. Remember, you said it yourself. It's impossible without help. I'll see you in Shreveport, Sage. Blake went to Shreveport to prove to Sage, Jack, and the rest of the circus that no matter how long she'd been retired, the goat was always the goat. She raked in what they expected and then some, with only her wits to thank. They could do nothing but stand and watch from the sidelines with the rest of the gathering crowd to watch a master at work. All of the proceeds went to animal charities.